Hello and welcome back to 360 Sports. I'm your host, Izzy Mackey, joined alongside by Rob, Chase, and Maggie to talk NFL for the last show of the week. So we're going to get started with some headlines, starting with the Philadelphia Eagles coming back from an improbable comeback to the LA Rams to beat them. Jalen Hurts passed for 3 touchdowns in the second half of the game. How did you guys think of that performance, and do you think it will silence his critics or no?
I mean, listen, the critics are always going to be chirping, especially for a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, who is better, honestly, on the run than he is passing, so he's never going to get proper credit for that. And I mean, no Eagles critic is going to be silenced at all, just in general. I mean, this is the same team that won the Super Bowl last year. This is the same roster, same coaches, same playbook. We knew the Eagles were going to dominate in the regular season, and we know they're going to dominate in the playoffs. This is the same old team.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it was an impressive comeback win, but I don't think any of the haters are going to silence themselves, especially considering the weapons he has around him. He has the former Offensive Player of the Year beside him in the backfield of Saquon Barkley, and he has maybe one of the best, if not the best, receiving rooms in the league with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. So he's kind of already he has all those weapons already, and he hasn't been putting up the amount of points that some people might want him to. So he's still going to receive the hate, even though he's a Super Bowl champion. It's just the part that comes with being a part of a franchise like the Eagles.
And Saquon only did have 46 yards that game. They still managed to pull it off. So that shows the team isn't just Saquon Barkley. There's Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, all of that. They have all these key pieces that can all come together.
Yeah, I think one of the most notable things about that game was they started out really slow. It didn't look that great. Jalen Hurts, they were just running the ball. By the second half, it kind of seemed like Jalen Hurts was like, screw this offensive coordinator. I'm going back to my playbook from last year because it is a new offensive coordinator they hired from within. Don't know how I feel about him yet. It wasn't convincing, but the second half he exploded, and it kind of shown that he was able to stretch the field by passing, and I feel like that kind of says a lot. Especially, I think it silenced the people who were like, he can't pass, he just hands the ball to Saquon Barkley and then gets pushed into the end zone. Clearly he can, because he got 3 touchdowns through passing.
And he had the go-ahead drive that was like 91 yards or something. That just shows that too.
I also think this showed, honestly, I think this showed how prepared the Rams came into this game. I think the Rams' defense is great. I honestly think they are one of the better defenses in the league, and especially with Saquon Barkley not producing as much as he usually does. I think that Rams' defensive line has been developing beautifully, especially with the rookies that they had down there last year. I think this is more of a credit in the first half that the Rams game planned and they came to play the Eagles, and then the Eagles just switched up their game plan and responded in the second half. I really think that's all it is in this one.
I agree. And Jalen Hurts also, he had a pretty slow start in weeks 1 and 2, but I think the second half Jalen Hurts we saw week 3 was the best version we've seen of him all season, and maybe better than all of last season. So
sure.
100%. I just think they need to keep this consistency in order to shut down the critics. They will never stop talking about him. Unfortunately, they will never. It'll always be a debate. Is he a top 5 quarterback? Is he not? Even though he consistently proves himself time and time again. He just gets, I think, good ratings. So I think the media loves to talk and harp on him. But moving on to the Vikings, who completely blitzed the Bengals, 48-10, led by Isaiah Rodgers with a pick 6, but also a scoop and score. Do you guys think the Vikings can continue to succeed, or is this just a one-time thing?
Honestly, the Bengals with Joe Burrow being hurt, obviously that had a play in it because Jake Browning just...
He's not.
No.
It's not that great.
And I think it was mostly defensive. They had 5 turnovers, which obviously goes to influence a win. And so if next week against the Steelers, you'll see if Aaron Rodgers, if it's more than defensive, if it's offense driven.
Yeah, and I think the Vikings defense is actually pretty legit. People like to point out their offensive power, but their defense has been pretty good. They have a good defensive coordinator, and I didn't know what to expect going into the game with the Bengals Vikings, both backup QBs, but they really shut down an explosive Bengals offense that can put up points in a hurry. So that was pretty impressive. And Kevin O'Connell, I know he's been coach the year before, but he might be a QB whisperer because he did the same exact thing that he did with Sam Darnold last year, and he just makes average QBs look good like he did, and with Carson Wentz. And I'm not sure about J.J. McCarthy because obviously he didn't look very good in his game against the Falcons last week, so I'm not sure what's going on with him. He might not be the long-term solution, but if Carson Carson Wentz can keep putting up numbers, I could see them getting another spot in the playoffs again.
Yeah, you bring up that quarterback whisper comment with O'Connell. I mean, Darnold went 14-3 with this team last year. There's no secret that this team just needs a quarterback, and they're complete. But I don't think they have that quarterback this season. I don't think Carson Wentz is going to get the job done. He's a bridge guy. I don't think McCarthy's going to get it done. I don't see the vision with him. I don't think he's able to drive the ball downfield to a deep threat like Jordan Addison, who's coming back soon, like Justin Jefferson. And I think this Vikings defense is top 5 in the league for sure. They have no standout players. They got guys in the trenches like Greenard, you got Allen, Hardgrave, and then you got DBs like Harrison Smith and Byron Murphy. I think it's a very well put together team, and I'm very excited for the season that they're going to have. I think they're going to have another dominant year for sure.
Yeah,
I heard you mention average quarterback Carson Wentz. I don't think he's an average quarterback. I think what happened to him and his story, I'm an Eagles fan, so I always thought he was great, but then he gets injured.
Yeah.
I think I was so happy for him when he did well. But also, I think something that you also mentioned, J.J. McCarthy, and I don't mean to harp on you, but you said you don't know about him. I think something important to note about J.J. McCarthy is that these are his literally first 2 games. He just came back from an injury. This is a hard thing. He just became a new dad. Like, there's so many different factors considering him, and I think that there's still time, and I think he can still prove himself. Like, I don't think it's time yet to rule him out. I think he still has to prove himself. He's still coming back from an injury. He's coming, and then he just got injured again. Like, this is...
Yeah, no, it's been a tough go for him. And I feel like if there's any franchise that can make him succeed, to be the Vikings, considering they've just had a good offensive system for as long as I can remember. They made Case Keenum look really good. They made Kirk Cousins get paid $180 million. They made Sam Darnold look like a elite quarterback. I'm not saying that he's not, but he wasn't anything before he came into Minnesota. So it's definitely a good franchise for quarterbacks to go into, and we'll have to see what his development looks like throughout the season.
Yeah. I think when your defense does score like half of your touchdowns,
for sure.
Don't have much to worry about, I'm not going to lie.
That might say something about maybe your offense, but it's super impressive nonetheless.
Yep.
And on a Monday Night Football thriller, the Lions did defeat the Ravens with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs both having stellar performances. Do you guys think the Lions can contend with the Packers in the NFC North? What are your guys' thoughts?
I think,
Go ahead.
I think they can. They have Aiden Hutchinson back, obviously. He's a big factor in their defense. He forced the fumble with Derrick Henry. And then they have, obviously, their offensive weapons with Gibbs and Montgomery. And then Amon-Ra St. Brown, too, which had a game for sure. So, yeah.
No, 100%. I don't care what the first game was for the Lions, because that game is clearly behind them and it's in the past. The question this season was, is Dan Campbell going to perform without Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson? Obviously, we see now the trick plays are still happening. Dan Campbell's still putting it all on the line, going forward on 4th down. This coaching staff is around Dan Campbell now. So Dan Campbell is proving that he could win games. So I think the Lions are going to win games. It's just when it comes playoff time, do we make it to that NFC Championship game? Can we make it to the Super Bowl like the aspirations for this team are? And that's something we have to wait for playoff time. I think they're going to split with the Packers again. I know they had that hard loss, but I don't think it's going to affect them much. Like I said, I think it's in the past for them. I think the Lions are in a great direction for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think regular season really matters for the Lions. I think it's more playoffs. And as long as they get in, I did do some research. They still have to play the Chiefs, Bucks, Commanders, Eagles, and Rams, which obviously isn't an easy stretch of games. But I don't have any doubts that they're going to make it in. I'm not sure if they're going to win the division. I think the Packers might win the divisional title just because their schedule is a little bit easier.
I agree too,
But I think I might trust Jared Goff a little bit more than I do Jordan Love. Obviously, they've both been in the playoffs before, but Jared Goff's older. He's been in a Super Bowl before, and I have a little bit more trust in the Lions offense with their 2 running backs than I do in the Packers.
Yeah, they have all the pieces to do it, definitely.
Yeah. Their defense was great that game. They sacked Lamar Jackson 7 times, which is like a record for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
That's something that you need if you want to win a Super Bowl. That's a defense that can win a Super Bowl. But unfortunately, they don't perform well in the postseason. Maybe this year will be different, but they have to prove themselves. Like they can have. Last season they had a 15-2 season, but they got out the divisional round. They lost to the Commanders. So
Hutchinson was hurt though, which is their leader in the defense. So could be different this year.
I'd say for this season for the Lions, it's Super Bowl or bust for them. I'd put them in the same categories like the Eagles and the Packers. I think those 3 teams control the NFC, and one of them will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
agreed. Yes.
Definitely.
we're going to move over to our board segment, and we're going to talk about some players who can't accept that it's time for them to hang up their cleats. So we're each going to pick a player that we think should maybe retire, and Chase, we'll start with you.
All right. All right. As much as it pains me to say this, my pick is going to have to be Tua. I know he's a great guy, great human being, and a great teammate, but since 2019, he's already suffered 4 concussions, being so young, and honestly, his production's just going down year after year. And after his contract's over, I don't see him being a starter in the NFL. I could see him being a backup for either the Dolphins or another team. But I think for his own safety and like for his family, he should just retire after this contract's up, especially if he gets hurt again, because it's not worth it.
It's unfortunate to see a star player like Tua get kind of beaten down by the concussions, and concussions aren't a thing that you can ignore. Those really
serious.
Take a toll on somebody and stuff like that. And I think for his safety and health and everything, it might be time.
And a couple years ago, maybe it's just like 2023. Like he was one of the he could be in the top 10 conversation for quarterbacks. And this last year and this year's his performance kind of just fallen off a cliff. I'm not sure why. He has the same weapons, same coach. I think the injuries are definitely playing a part in it.
100%. Yeah. Maggie.
Okay. Okay, based on the breaking news that most of everyone's heard, I pick Russell Wilson to hang up the cleats and retire. He's 36 years old now, in his 14th season in the NFL, and he's been on 3 teams in the past 3 years. He was on the Steelers last year. He was hurt through week 6, went in week 7, won some games for them, but then ultimately lost in the first round of the playoffs. And this year for the Giants, he was named the starter over Jackson Dart, the first-round pick from Ole Miss. And then first 3 games, didn't win one. Had a tough loss last week, 2 interceptions against a struggling Chiefs team. And then news came out that he's benched for Jackson Dart, which fans are very happy about. And if this doesn't tell him that he should be done, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson's been out of his prime ever since he left Seattle. I mean, even when he went to Denver, there's so many expectations for him, with the new coach, new everything, and he just wasn't great there. And then he went to the Steelers, he wasn't great. He only started, 8 games, lost first round of the playoffs, and the offense looked stagnant. And then with New York, he had 1 good week, and then other than that, it's just been...
Yeah, and a good week against a pitiful Cowboys defense. So, obviously, that hurts for me to say, but, I mean, Russell Wilson, his time is definitely going to be up soon. I think he knows it. I think fans know it. And, honestly, it's better that Dart starting. The Giants need to go in a different direction. They need to get their young guys in there, restart.
And he even said on a press conference that he's not done yet, that he wants to help out the franchise. But honestly, for his sake, I think he should just stop altogether.
Just hang it up.
Be done.
He says help out other franchises, but I don't know if he certainly is. I don't know if you consider starting 0-3 helping out a franchise.
Definitely not.
Not completely his fault, but...
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd had more trust in having Jameis Winston out there. He just he slings the ball a lot more than Russell Wilson. Not saying that Russell Wilson can't, but I just think when you have 2 QBs better than you in the QB room, it might be time to take the hint.
Jameis Wilson's also just so entertaining to
Yeah,
watch. I would be so much more excited
He's
to
box
turn
office.
on.
Let's get him in Cincinnati. Let's get him throwing the ball to Jamar Chase. I love that for my fantasy team, too. All right, so for my player I chose to hang it up, it's going to be Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson has been absolutely awful his entire career. In Daniel Jones' tenure with the Colts, which has only been 3 games, he's 3-0, and he's already better than him. Him coming out of college, 6'4", 245, running a 4.4 40, and ending up like this is just unbelievable, and there's no excuses, especially in a Shane Steichen offense. I think Shane Steichen's a great coach, especially with they don't got a lot of weapons to work with. Their best guy is Jonathan Taylor, but Daniel Jones is making it work, and Anthony Richardson's not. I think it's time for him to hang it up, and especially the injuries, too, piling up on him. And I think Anthony Richardson's going to change how the quarterback position is going to be evaluated in further years, too.
I'm a firm believer in Indiana Jones in the Colts. I think it's so exciting to watch.
It's a great nickname, too. It's better than Danny Dimes. It's better than that.
100%, yeah.
No, but I think coming out of college, like Anthony Richardson, he was super athletic. He's tall, physical quarterback, but he didn't prove like too much, obviously. And then once he got to the NFL, just nothing panned out for him. And I'm not sure why, because like you mentioned, it's a good system that he's in.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was like the cold system at first, like they'd have enough weapons, but you see Daniel Jones thrive in that system. So I don't know what to tell him.
Which is like ironic too, honestly.
And
with Daniel
fans
Jones.
were so hopeful for Richardson. I thought that was their guy, but
We're seeing a similar situation with Florida quarterbacks now too with DJ Lagway. So
Yeah.
again, I really think it's going to change the way the positions are evaluated. Less athlete, more of the passer of the
I
football.
agree. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll finish it off. My guy has to be Aaron Rodgers. He's 41. He's been on 3 different teams in 3 years, had an Achilles tear 2 years ago, and is now with the Steelers trying to help them. But I unfortunately don't think it's going to work. He just consistently is getting injuries. He's a legendary player. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but I think it's time for him to enjoy his legacy that he has and maybe try not to get injured or ruin his legacy, because if he keeps trying and going, he's just going to continue to plummet, unfortunately. So I think it's time for him to wrap it up and enjoy the rest of his career at like a beach or something.
I mean, he's balling right now,
Yeah.
but
I don't trust it.
I don't know either. Yeah,
I know.
that Achilles going to pop any second.
I mean, I hate to say it, but you're 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm a Steelers fan, and I agree with you. I 100% think that if I was calling for Mason Rudolph to go in, yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, the Steelers haven't really played anyone like that great just yet, so we'll have to see where his career takes him. Obviously, his tenure with the Jets wasn't that great. It got off to a really unfortunate start, but he was so great with the Packers. It's hard to see a future Hall of Famer go down like that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think it's time for him
It
to,
is. And when the pocket crashes in on him, he can't move anywhere. He gets freaked out, gets so antsy, and it's just hard to watch as a
Agreed.
Steelers fan.
Yeah. So we're going to play a little game, valid or not, and we're going to see, in a media full of bad takes, let's see and let's field some and decide if they are valid or invalid takes.
Let's see what we got. Oh, I'm not sure. If I agree
This
with
is
that just yet.
absurd. I'm not going to lie. Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the league, in my opinion. There's no one that tops him. Justin Herbert's playing unbelievable.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is playing well. I mean, there are other top 5 quarterbacks performing, like Lamar and Allen, but you're really going to sit here and say that Mahomes isn't in that top 5 conversation? I mean, multiple time Super Bowl winner. He's done it all already. He has a Hall of Fame career already. He'll be a top 5 quarterback until he hangs it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Like you said, like just his performance in the postseason, like he's such a clutch player. He has all the accolades he needs, and he's still putting up pretty good numbers despite his receiving core right now. Isn't that great? He's without like 2 of his best receivers, and Travis Kelce has definitely regressed since like a couple of years ago. So his weapons aren't the greatest, but he's making the best out of it, and he's still leading the Chiefs to what could be a playoff season. We'll see.
I think it's really unfair to write him out after 3 games.
Yes. I agree.
And his tight end, Travis Kelce, it's also time for him to retire.
It is.
Yes.
So,
It is.
Yeah.
go enjoy
with
life with Taylor
Taylor.
Swift. All right, let's see the next one. The Colts will win the AFC South. I mean, a 3-0 team.
They have Tyler Warren. It's been amazing for them so far. The rookie, Michael Pittman Jr., of course. And then Jonathan Taylor, can't forget about him either. And Danny Dimes obviously been looking good. So.
Yeah. But do you guys? I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think that, like, the Saints last year, they started 2-0. Everyone thought, like, what the heck, this biggest surprise of the season. They just, like, completely fell flat on their face. Do you think that's going to happen to the Colts, or do you think they're going to keep this?
I don't think they're going to fall completely flat on their face, but they're going to get an aspect of reality. They go against the Chargers this week. The Chargers have look like the best team in football right now, to be completely honest. And I think Daniel Jones is going to take a step back in that game, and I think it's going to throw fans off. It's going to throw off coaching. It's going to throw off a lot of different things in Indianapolis. But at the end of the day, I think that Steichen could easily win this team of the division. He's done it before. Honestly, their only competition in this division is Jacksonville. And Jacksonville doesn't look great at all. Brian Thomas Jr. looking iffy. I mean, there's no reason why the Colts shouldn't win the AFC South the way they're playing right now.
Yeah. 100%.
And it's a relatively like weak division in my opinion, and usually like the Texans were just automatic winner of it.
Yeah.
That's what everyone thought going into the season, but I don't know what happened to them, so it's Colts for the taking.
Yep.
As somebody whose backup QB is what's his face? CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Like,
been
I'm going
awful.
to get out. I have Joe Burrow, so I was.
Oh, yeah. No, CJ Stroud.
I'm not okay.
His production
I'm not
should have
happy
been
about
there.
that.
It's not been there, no.
All right. The tush tush should be banned. No. No.
I think they
Next.
should stop going off sides,
agree.
but
Okay.
because that's a football move. But honestly, it shouldn't be banned. I mean, it's a good play. It's
It is,
executed perfectly. It's what this team literally made. So it's just stop going off sides. That's it. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
I'll be happy.
Yes.
I
can
agree.
see that.
I think they should monitor that more closely from now on.
Yeah.
They said they were going to, but they never did. They should watch the linemen's heads because it is unfair advantage when they leave early. But as long as they're not leaving early, I don't see a problem with it. Every team can do it.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go with they need to officiate it, they can't officiate it, then how about I can pull up so many plays where they don't officiate it. Oh, ban that. ban them catching a ball. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, officiate it, learn how to officiate it. You know what, if they called, as an Eagles fan myself and as somebody who knows that we won that game through that touchdown, that was offsides. I agree, they needed to officiate it, but guess what? That was the refs who didn't officiate it, and they were offsides. Boo-hoo, wah-wah, they won. That's what I have to say. It shouldn't be banned, and maybe just learn how to stop it. That's
Yeah.
all I have to say.
Yeah.
Is
Defenses
sure.
still don't have an answer for it. So.
exactly.
They don't.
I'm sorry that they're the only people who know how to run it. It's not our fault. That was the last one. So we're gonna go on this past weekend. So many games. This past weekend, it showcased how valuable special teams in the NFL are, with so many blocked field goals and special team scores, proving the difference that they play in key games. Do you guys think that teams will change things up, avoid these big plays on special teams? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I hope the offensive lines can get together as like kicking standpoint. It's been kind of crazy, but the thing that I want to note was the new kickoff rule. I know, like, I'm still confused about it myself, like all the different rules with it. But I think some of the kickers still are having a lot of trouble adjusting to it. The Ravens' Tyler Loop, for example, he hasn't figured out how where to kick the ball exactly, and if the opposing team gets the ball in the 35 or 45 yard line, then obviously that's a huge advantage. And a kicker that does have a good strategy is the Rams kicker. I forget his name, but he has this ability to put a little knuckle on the ball that he's kicking. It's really hard for the receiver to catch. So yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a wacky week of football, I'm not going to lie. That's really it. I don't think there's anything to really look at even here. I think it was just a wacky week of football of just blocked field goals, which we even see with college football sometimes. I think it was just a weird week of football. That's really it. Special teams coordinators have got their stuff together. I'm not really concerned with this.
Yeah, I think it was just a crazy coincidence. I think how many blocked field goals were there even? I mean, because I saw,
there were three. Yeah,
I was watching the Eagles week. I was watching the Eagles game, and I saw that the first blocked field goal happened, and then I was like, it was the last second, and I was like, there's no way they're gonna block it again. I'm like, they're not that lucky, and I was like, oh my god. But I thought it was great. How are you guys feeling about this game tonight, and then what games are you looking forward to this weekend?
I mean, I said it earlier before the show started. I really think the Cardinals are going to win this game. I think Marv is finally going to catch the football, which would be awesome for my fantasy team, too. So, I think the Cardinals could come out of this one, especially being home. I could see them splitting with the Seahawks this season. And the Seahawks are a great team, don't get me wrong. I think they actually look very good under Sam Darnold, and I didn't think they were going to look good at all. This defense looks good. But I think the Cardinals are going to get it done. I think Thursday Night Football, you never know what could happen. I got the Cardinals.
Yeah, James Conner did get hurt though. He's out, which
I do love me some Trey Benson, though. I love Trey Benson, I'm not going to lie. I think he's going to fill that role pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to roll with the Seahawks. That's a really tough division, though, with the Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, and the Cardinals. It's hard to pick who's going to win it. But I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I like what I saw them last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a semi-good game. I don't know. I'm not.
It should be all right.
Yeah. And then this weekend, are there any games that you guys are looking forward to specifically?
I'm looking forward to the 9:30 a.m. game, Steelers, Vikings, in Ireland.
That will be
Right
great.
after
That'll be
the
great.
Yeah.
Right after the whiteout, it's going to be a rude awakening
So who
to
thinks
watch.
going to win that one?
I have to go with my Steelers, of course, but honestly, the Vikings are looking good.
I think
So this will be a real test for the Steelers and Rodgers.
this is going to be like a really good matchup. I think it's going to be a defensive matchup, low
I
scoring.
agree.
But I think I'm going to go with the Steelers too. I think the Steelers have the better offense right now. I think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz right now. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, as a
They're-
Ravens fan, it pains me to say it, but the Steelers defense is probably gonna get through to Carson Wentz. Like any backup QB, they're gonna make their life pretty tough. So I'm gonna roll with the Steelers.
The only thing is their secondary is a little hurt right now. Obviously,
is.
Joey Porter and then Deshaun Elliott,
Yeah.
they've been out. We still got TJ Watt will pressure.
Dublin's a fun city.
Yeah.
I was there this summer, so I'm excited for, non-Americans to get the football experience over their football, Okay, now also another question I have. With the Eagles, we see that they're doing good right now. They're 3-0, but now they're traveling this weekend to go to Tampa Bay and play Tampa Bay, and they're notoriously not the best event against the Tampa Bay Bucks. And what's the Tampa Bay? I'm blanking. Who's their quarterback?
Baker Mayfield.
Yes, I don't know why I'm
Yes.
blanking, but I'm interested. How do you guys think that game will go? Do you think the Eagles will be able to prove themselves again? I think this is a game where
I think the
really
Eagles should
can say a
go
lot.
4-0, but I think this is going to be a better showing for the Bucks. I think it's going to be exactly like the Rams game last week. I think the Bucks are going to come out. They're going to do great. They're even going to stop the push once or twice
We'll
with Vita
see.
Vea.
We'll
see.
see.
I have confidence. They brought up that big 450-pounder too from the practice squad.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for this game, especially being a Baker Mayfield fan.
Sorry.
No, I love me some Baker, but I think the Eagles should go 4-0. I don't think this should be difficult.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last, because Baker Mayfield, every single game that they've won this season, it's been off of like a game-winning drive, and the Eagles, they're a second-half team themselves. So I think it's going to come down to whoever possesses the ball last will win.
100%. And any too early MVP candidates?
I gotta go Herbert. I mean,
Yeah,
Herbert's
I
been
mean,
good.
I think that's like the consensus answer, but like, I don't even think I'd have a dark horse right now. I think Justin Herbert just looks like not only the best quarterback in the league, but like one of the best players in the
Yeah.
league. So
Yeah.
The
finally
Madison
living
Beer
up to that.
effect.
Madison
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Lamar's going to win the MVP again for a third time. Should be the fourth, but we'll see. But
Sacked 7 times.
his
Yeah.
offensive line's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
He's got good receivers, but if he puts up good numbers and can lead the Ravens like to a good playoff match, like a good seeding, I think he could win.
I'm gonna say this now. He's the most unlucky player in the
He is.
NFL. It's never like
Lamar?
Yes.
No.
His receiving room
Yes.
I
is
have
the
to
best.
say,
His
Joe
receiving
Burrow.
room
This is
has
the
been
best
Joe
he's
Burrow.
ever had.
Joe Burrow.
But Joe Burrow gets injured and he gets.
That's
and-
unlucky.
yeah, that's unlucky.
And
But
not
another
fair.
thing is that's unlucky is every time the Ravens have a good season, every time Lamar gets that MVP award, there's not enough around him still. Like at first,
Yeah.
beginning of his career, no receivers, no running back. Okay, we'll get
He
you
has
Derrick
that
Henry
now.
and Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is
Yeah.
great. I think he's going to develop into a great playmaker in the future. But Zay Flowers is that wide receiver one right now. Bateman, all right, he's okay. But this offensive line now is the weak point, and you only have Linderbaum in the center.
Yeah.
The center can only do so much, and I think it's just unfortunate just being a Lamar fan, just seeing this
Yeah.
happen over and over. But as you say with Joe Burrow too, it's unfortunate with injuries.
But the versatile player that he is, with the bad offensive line, he should be able to.
Yeah, but
then you go
hard.
against
Use-
good defensive lines
It's
like
hard
the
to win
Lions,
games
and
too
you
when
know
you're-
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to win games when your defense is the worst
Yeah.
ranked defense in the NFL.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. But I can't think of any other MVP candidates. Josh Allen, he's been playing.
Of course,
Yeah.
that's a given though.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
given.
I love Josh Allen. He's like the best. He's the cutest. He's just, another thing. Hailey Steinfeld
Hailey
effect.
Stein- she's-
These people just need, they just need hot,
Yeah.
beautiful girlfriends,
Baddie
wives.
effect, the baddie
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
It's not working for Travis Kelce.
No,
but Taylor
it's
Swift's
not.
still
He's just
perfect.
really
He needs to
No.
stop.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining in today on this episode of 360 Sports. We'll catch you next week for Izzy Mackey. Nope. For Robert, Chase, and Maggie, I'm Izzy Mackey.